Alright guys, we're now doing a new guide on Irelia. She just came out with Riven and she's a super fun and strong champion. So I'm going to be doing a simple breakdown on the passive abilities. Then we're going to go on to the build slash loadout that you should be using. So let's first break down the abilities and passive. So with your passive, I actually really like her passive. It basically, you gain bonus attack speed for 6 seconds that you can stack up to 4 times when you hit the enemies with abilities. So let me just upgrade my skill 1 really quick. As you can see, I'm stacking it and I'm getting faster attack speed. This is really good. It reminds me of Ezreal's passive where you get attack speed, but you're able to stack it 4 times as well. So it's pretty good. Now let's get into the kit, man. The first skill, which is the most important skill, the Blade Surge. Dashes through an enemy, dealing 91 physical damage and heals herself for 19. Blade Surge's cooldown is refreshed if the target was marked or dies to Blade Surge. So this is where you could see Irelia just spamming her skill 1 on the minions. The benefits from doing that is you could also heal up from it. So if you're low from trading and you just kill a bunch of minions with your Blade Surge, you'll be able to heal up quite nicely. And when aimed, Blade Surge will prioritize targets it resets on, deals 150% damage to minions. So it does extra damage to minions, and plus it's a nice feature to where it will focus the minions it could get a reset on. So it's simple as just going like this. Let me really quickly go on the wave so you guys could actually see how it is. Boom, you could just spam it a lot. And it's pretty nice because you're healing and you're getting the reset. And also you want to make sure you're always auto attacking once before you use this ability. Always auto attack Q, auto attack Q. You know, you don't want to lose out on some potential damage. So that's the first ability. It's most of the fun. So yeah. All right, the next one, Defiant Dance. This is very interesting because it could be used in 2 ways. If you're holding down this ability, it defends her with blades up for 1.5 seconds, taking 50% reduced damage. Let's say Darius is about to ult you. You could hold down on your second ability and it will reduce the damage you take, and it's just really good. So if you're about to take a major amount of burst damage, you could just use your second skill and reduce the damage. Now, when you release this ability, it whips out a blade forward, dealing 78 physical damage and increased by up to 100% with charge time. So you can charge up this ability because it is a hold down ability. So let's say I'm holding it. This is me defending, and then it releases. So it's pretty nice. It is it's a very nice ability. You cannot move when you're using it at all. As you can see, I'm trying to move my joystick. You cannot move. So yeah, and if you want to just defend, you just hold like this and you're good. So you could pop it as fast as you want. Let's say you're up close. Auto attack skill 1, auto attack. You can definitely do that. All right, guys. The third ability. The third ability is, it's interesting. You basically, this is where a lot of the mechanics come in for this. You send a blade in a target location and you recast it again within 3 seconds, and it will basically send a surge that if it hits an enemy, it will basically stun them. So you can put one right here, one right here, and that's a stun, and also counts as a mark as a reset Q. So because you're marking the enemy, so it's very important to learn how to use this ability, guys. You just need to land it like that. You could do it in any type of direction, guys. Don't overthink it. You could do it from diagonally, vertically, horizontal. Like, you could do it in any way, and it's super nice. So you could put yourself on you and then recast it. Boom. You got to mess around with this ability, but it's very important for you to land this, because if you're not landing your E, then you're gonna have a hard time killing your opponents because you're losing out on a stun and a Q reset. All right, lastly, the ultimate, which is so cool, man. Vanguard's Edge fires a storm of blades that deals 125 magic damage and marks enemy champions for 5 seconds. It's very important, guys. Whenever you see marked, when an enemy is marked, that means you get a Q reset. The blades explode into a wall for 3 seconds upon hitting an enemy champion, and it basically slows them down by 90% for 1.5 seconds. So Basically, you want to use your ult very smart because you could use it as a kiting tool and you could use it as a way to secure kills. So here is the ultimate. Boom! Dude, that is so cool. And you could see the little mark to get the Q reset. It's very nice. We'll do it again. You could use it behind you. And yeah, but if you use it, you need to make sure you're hitting a target with it, because once you hit the target, you're going to be able to land the ultimate. You can't just use it in the air like this. It doesn't really work like that. Yeah, make sure you use this carefully. Get the Q reset always on it. And yeah, this ultimate is very interesting and very fun. Now, with that, we covered all the abilities and passives. We're going to get into some combos. All right, guys. The first combos we're going to go over are the flash combos. So the first flash combo you got is you can hold your W and flash it forward. As you can see, just like this. And you can flash it forward where you're landing the damage. And what you can also do is, so like I said, you hold it and you flash it. So let me show it from here, a very far distance. Remember, guys, with most champions, you could usually flash their abilities pretty easily. And you could also do it with the ultimate. Let's say you're right here. You could flash it and land it pretty easily. So let's say someone is barely like, oh, they're barely out of your range. You could just flash towards them while casting it, and you can make sure you land it. You want to flash as soon as possible, guys, as soon as possible. And you could actually allow yourself to change kind of the direction. Let's say you're aiming here and you flash it, you can end up landing it. So yeah, you could also go and practice and just mess around with the flashes. And it's very good to learn this. It's very good to learn this. So those are all the flash combos. Now we're going to get into some serious team fight combos. All right, guys, this first combo, you're going to use your ult, flash, Q, auto attack, Q. This is a very simple combo that you can do. Boom. That's a very simple combo, and it could get a lot more crazier. All right, guys, another combo which uses your E is you're going to use your E right before you go in, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to E, ult, Q, auto attack, E, auto Q, and you're going to auto attack again. So it will look like this. Boom, just like that, guys. Yeah, so like I said, even for me, it does get a little confusing. You're going to have to practice it a lot, but that's basically how it is. You're going to E ultimate, Q in, reset your Q, and you can E whenever you want. You could even E as right as you go in. Boom, you can E right away and then Q afterwards. So you could do it in any type of order, but make sure you use your E and then you start dashing in and you can just use it right after. So those are the main combos for Irelia. We're going to go into a little laning tip really quickly that is going to be very important for you. But in the laning phase, guys, you're going to need to know how to create a way for you to engage onto the enemy. So let's say you auto attack this twice. You could then create a path for yourself. You want to make sure to try to create a path to the enemy. But with that, guys, we just went over the passive and abilities and combos. We're going to now get right on into the build. All right, guys, we're now going to be taking a look at my Irelia loadout, and we're going to be basically breaking down exactly what you need. This build is going to look very similar to Camille because the build paths are very similar. So for the first two items, you're going to go Trinity Force. Trinity Force is really strong because you're able to proc the Sheen proc very consistently with your Q because you're going to be resetting all the time, and that's going to be a lot of empowered autos. And the stats Trinity Force gives her is really beneficial. Steric's Gauges is really good, especially on melees, and that Lifeline passive with it. When you're under 35% HP, you're granted a shield, which is super good because Irelia is always going to be going in and trying to do as much damage as possible, and she is going to be very squishy. But with this build, you're going to be able to have barriers and a lot of other utility. So with that, you're going to go Mercury Stasis. You're going to be getting tenacity is very important. Since you, like I said, since you're engaging, you're probably gonna be getting hit by stuns, charms, things like that, and tenacity is really good at reducing the timer of those CC. Right after that, you're gonna want to go Guardian Angel. I don't even really need to explain this. It's just super good. You're getting that attack damage and resurrection. It's super OP for melees, man. I feel like when you have your GA up, you're able to play super crazy, super far into the deep back of the line and get a revive if you do end up getting bursted down. Death's Dance is very, very good. And the reason why Death's Dance is really good is because if you're getting bursted down really quickly, it basically stops you from taking a bunch of burst damage. You will basically be taking it in as a bleed effect instead of it all right away, which allows you to do potentially more damage instead of getting bursted down really quickly. Now for the last thing, there's two type of ways you could go. There's many things. The last one, I put Mortal Reminder, but it really depends on the situation. If you're against a type of comp that you need heal cutting against, then I recommend you to get Mortal Reminder. It's really good at reducing healing, and the armor penetration is really good. But you could also go, let's say you're against a comp that has a lot of magic damage, you can also run Ma, which is a decent item as well. Now for the runes, you're going to want to use Conqueror because you're always going to be using your Qs a lot, which stacks Conqueror pretty easily. Brutal is really good in the early game laning phase when it comes to clearing the minions and doing a bunch of damage. I recommend Hunter Titan because tenacity is going to be super important, and also the health that you can get from it. And Sweet Tooth is just super broken in the laning phase. You could play this champion in the mid or top lane. For the spells, you're going to want to run Ignite and Flash. Ignite's great to really secure those kills at the end. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this Irelia guide. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.